They thought they were living in glory, in victory, in destiny. But they were living in a story written by a man who knew the truth and chose not to tell it. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte, and his greatest achievement was not military. It was psychological. He built an empire on illusion. Not lies, not propaganda, something deeper. A reality distortion so powerful, people would die for it, kill for it, worship it, and they still do. Let's go back to 1812. Napoleon's army, over 600,000 strong, marches into Russia. The Grande Armée, a force so massive, Europe trembles. He promised a quick victory. He told France, "Moscow will fall in weeks. The Russians will surrender. The empire will expand." But weeks turned into months. Autumn turned to ice. The Russians burned their own cities. There was nothing to conquer except snow and death. By the time Napoleon turned back, his army was gone. Frozen, starved, slaughtered. Only 10,000 men limped home. But here's the twist. Napoleon arrived in Paris before the survivors did, and he had a message ready. The emperor's health is excellent. The army is glorious. The campaign succeeded in securing peace. No mention of corpses, no mention of catastrophe. The illusion remained. And when the soldiers finally returned, ragged, broken, skeletal, it was too late. The public had already accepted the version they wanted, that Napoleon was still invincible, that he had a plan, that there was meaning behind the madness, because the alternative, that they had lost everything for nothing, was unbearable. That's how illusions work. They don't hide the truth, they replace it. And Napoleon knew exactly how to keep the story alive. He held parades, published bulletins, honored the dead without admitting why they died. He didn't silence critics, he converted them into believers. He turned defeat into sacrifice, failure into fate. And people believed it because they needed to. Because when reality hurts too much, illusion becomes mercy. Sound familiar? Fast forward 2 centuries. A modern leader loses an election. He claims it was stolen, rigged, corrupt. There's no proof. No court agrees. But that doesn't matter. Because for millions of people, the illusion feels truer than the truth. Donald Trump built his own empire of illusion. Not with bulletins, but with tweets. Not through censorship, but through saturation. He didn't need to erase reality. He just flooded it with alternative versions until the real one drowned. Just like Napoleon, he framed defeat as betrayal. He cast himself as the hero, the victim, the only one who could save them. And his supporters? They weren't lied to. They were given meaning. And meaning always beats fact. But here's where things get terrifying. An illusion isn't harmless. It has momentum. It needs to grow. It needs enemies. Napoleon blamed the weather, the Russians, the British. Trump blamed the media, the deep state, the voting machines. Anyone but themselves. Because when the illusion starts to crack, it must find someone to blame. Otherwise, people will wake up. And that can't happen. Not in an empire built on dreams. So they double down. They cheer louder. They silence doubt. Until they're no longer defending a man, but protecting a part of themselves. Because believing the illusion isn't just loyalty, it's identity. And that's the trap. When Napoleon finally fell, he didn't fall alone. He dragged millions with him. Broken economies, dead soldiers, a shattered Europe. And when Trump left office, he didn't go quietly. He left behind chaos, division, a nation at war with itself, not over policy, but over reality. Because when you destroy truth, what's left isn't freedom, it's confusion. And confusion is the perfect soil for the next illusion. So here's the question. What happened? Only betrayal, no defeat. Only sabotage, no truth. Only narrative. And as long as that illusion survives, the empire never truly falls. So beware the leaders who make you feel invincible, who promise meaning without cost, victory without loss, loyalty without question. Because they might not be building a nation, they might just be building an empire of illusion.